Wake up, motherfucker.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is January 7th, 2026. So, this will be a short stream. I just wanted to cover Google dominating Netflix, that part only. So, it's going to be an article reading stream primarily, and I'll just talk about like what I expect going towards the end of the week because yeah, nothing went on today. Nothing. The unemployment data, I believe, will come out Friday. That'll be the big one, and that's what I'm holding on for. Otherwise, yeah, I just want to get through all these articles because that I was always leaving these towards the end, but I just run out of time, and it's just like, come on, man, because yeah, I keep talking about all the other charts and things. So I I want to get to this because it's important. Oh yeah, I have to play a clip too. I forgot. I'm gonna play a clip as well in the middle with me and OPC discussing that change in the algorithm. So that, all the stuff that's been happening, people getting banned for like Dalmatian dog getting banned for private bullying. Like it seems very common. Like HB got banned for bullying maybe some months ago, maybe a month or two ago. So yeah, they're getting very serious about not having content that is controversial. So there's going to be no more fun on YouTube. Pretty much, everybody's going to be pushed off into Kick. Oh yeah, Hormaxer got booted off too. But Hormaxer always gets booted off, so I don't think that was a change. Um, yeah, what's up, guy? Bro, idiot. What's up? What's up? You might be my only viewer today because John is simultaneously streaming himself, landlord squatter stuff. Um, I was trying to see if he would play the Process, Process and his roommate. What's his roommate? That the gay Jew. I forgot his name already. It's so legacy something dumb. Like it's such a generic. He has a generic streamer name. I don't know. They always call him by his real name, Hayden. What's up, Hayden? It's like your streamer name is like so like oh man. At least Process sticks with Process. Nobody calls him Greg. Hey, what's up, Greg? What's up, Greg? Yeah. So anyway, let me get my. I have a new background music. See how you guys like it. It's a piano one. I st- I always like this one. It's from some old sci-fi TV show that someone redid the piano, and I don't think it's copyright because it went through. It checked out clear. It cleared YouTube. So here it goes. How you like this one? Or do you like the GoldenEye pause music that's tweaked? Process stinks. Yeah, well, yeah, you don't watch John Galt. I know, guy, bro, idiot. Process has less viewers than me. That's really sad. Like fuck, man. I had higher hopes for Process, but and I was like his only pay pig, for the whole year. He couldn't cultivate anybody to support him. It's like he's great at networking and producing, but he needs a front guy. He needs a front guy or front girl. Grace could have been a great front girl, but then Ben's her producer, right? Not so that's tough. Why does Damius keep supporting him? Oh, no, Damius doesn't. No, that's not Damius. Does he? I never seen him pay. Did he? Does he send cash apps to Prawn? His beard? You mean Darius? Like, don't confuse Darius with Damius, man. They're two different people. Okay. Anyhow, let's continue. It's January 7th, 2026. Let's get to the articles. So yeah, the other guy with the D. Yeah, I have no idea what their relationship really is. I'm not there. It's weird, right? I mean, if Prawn can't beat my viewership right now, that's crazy. I only got like 1 to 3 viewers right now. Come on. You can't beat me? Okay. I like this piano music. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we got this. I think it's sharing. Very nice. Very calm. You guys can sleep while I read this to you guys. Okay, so this is from the New York Times. It was written December 23rd. YouTube has a firm grip on daytime TV. YouTube's big streaming lead over Netflix and other competitors stems in large part to its dominance during daytime hours. Now, you know what was funny was I was in another stream today and people were all talking about rumors of a secret episode, like a special extra episode of Stranger Things. And I was like, what? Hey, what's up, 12th man? Yeah, I was like, what? You know, I stopped watching Stranger Things after the first season. I thought it was like a one or done show. Like the whole first season, was done like 10 years ago, right? And I was like, there's still Stranger Things? How is there still Stranger Things? Hey, what's up, Dalmatian? What's up, man? So it's like, aren't those kids like my age by now? They're probably like 30 years old or something. What you guys are like all the actors are 30 years old. Like you guys are like, how could you make Stranger Things like the whole storyline was self-contained? It makes no sense. So Netflix is really desperate, right, to make all this original content, but YouTube doesn't need to do that. YouTube doesn't need to do that. It has all these slaves working for them, and they're hoping like, oh, I get a crumb from Google's table. Here's some ad revenue for you, slave. Here you go, slave. Some crumb from my table here, where I eat the good meats, and you get a thread of meat. Pathetic, really pathetic. And so, yeah, YouTube won. YouTube basically won last year. At Nancy Ann Ling's house in Central Texas, the TV generally goes on around 5 a.m. Let me lower the music a little bit. I think it's probably a little bit too loud. Although it's soothing, so I don't think it's bothering too many people. Okay, that's good. The TV generally goes on around 5 a.m. and Mrs. Ling, flips over to the same app each day, YouTube. For many hours after that, the app keeps running. As she prepares breakfast, Mrs. Ling and her husband stream the previous night's monologue from Stephen Colbert or Seth Meyers. After her husband heads off to work, she finds comforting background noise for meditating. By the afternoon, she tunes into cycling videos as she exercises, and later turns to the YouTube channels of local news outlets while she cooks. But when the sun goes down, YouTube goes off. Mrs. Ling, 57, scrolls to an app like Apple TV or BritBox for scripted entertainment. And Mrs. Ling's viewing habits mirror those of millions of Americans. YouTube has been winning the streaming wars for years, generating more TV viewing time in the United States than Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, and every other app out there. In November, it accounted to nearly 13% of viewing time, compared with 8% for Netflix, the next in line, according to Nielsen. Much of YouTube's lead, though, comes from its dominance during the daytime, adding a challenge for media and streaming executives who are trying to puzzle through how to close a widening gap. At 11 a.m., for instance, YouTube had an average audience of 6.3 million viewers in October, Nielsen said. Netflix audience is less than half of that, 2.8 million. Amazon has about 1 million viewers at that hour, and some streaming services like HBO Max, Paramount Plus, and Peacock drew fewer than 600,000. That's pathetic. That's really pathetic. Okay, any questions, guys? Netflix buying Warner. Oh, yeah, the Netflix buying Warner thing. Man, I think the Skydance, yeah, they keep trying to up the thing, but nobody wants the Skydance deal because they're using loans and credit lines, and it's not hard cash. Netflix is just pulling out its wallet and going like, I'm buying you straight cash. So I don't think any of the shareholders want the Skydance deal, right? Skydance run now by Larry Ellison's son, who just bought Paramount, right? Skydance just bought Paramount. Oh, it's crazy. It's going to be crazy coming in the coming days. I mean, or years, whatever. I think the deal should be done in days, right? Anyway, YouTube, which is owned by Google, continues to hold a commanding lead as the day progresses. It is only in prime time hours that the competition narrows significantly. Netflix's average audience swells to over 11 million viewers at 9 p.m., only a bit behind YouTube's audience of 12 million, for example. Other large services like Amazon, Disney, and HBO Max also close in on YouTube's lead during prime time before YouTube's dominance begins again in the overnight hours and continues into the next day. I mean, I don't know what your viewing habits are, but I've always just watched YouTube for the longest time. I think my cable habits dropped off after school because school they had free cable in the dorms and then again in the grad student housing. So I was always in student housing for the cheap rent. For maybe a couple years I was outside in an apartment, and then I didn't buy cable, okay. And then when I was in undergrad, during those few years I had roommates to split the bill. So but I barely watched anything except Chappelle Show, right? South Park, that was primarily it. And sometimes they had like Planet of the Apes marathons I would like to watch, but apart from that, or James Bond marathons. But cable TV is really a boomer thing, right? And it's only for sports. And even then, now sports is like people can pirate that shit so easily. It's like, why do you need cable? Come on, or you just go to a bar. And I don't even care about watching sports no more. So it's like really pointless. Anybody buying cable was after like 2010 wasn't that's so dumb. There were so many other options. Anyhow, okay, we've changed our daytime viewing because of the accessibility that YouTube gives us, Mrs. Ling said. It's the immediacy of it. Anything we want is in one place. There's no more flipping between channels. Okay, this is key, because these guys, when they tweak their recommendation algorithm, it really improved everything. I remember the early times when I would be recommended videos, it was always something I didn't care to watch. So if I was watching a video, I wouldn't watch the next video it would recommend me. I would just leave, and then I would just leave YouTube. But nowadays, if you watch or you listen to some music, it would like recommend you another song that probably matches it knows your tastes after you've done so many playthroughs. It understands you more and more, and then it recommends you more videos, and then it locks you into the platform, because then you'll never leave YouTube, the website or the app or anything. So that was the goal, and they finished that maybe a couple years ago, and it worked really well. And this was just before like AI started catching on. Now with AI, the recommendation algorithm is probably very, very advanced, so you're rarely ever gonna leave YouTube. Once you're locked in, you could just be stuck there in your boob tube forever. YouTube is the new boob tube, right? Hey, GetCrack for me. When you have time, any production process companies? Semiconductors is overpriced right now. It's way overpriced right now. It's over. You're gonna have to wait for a big drawdown. When that happens, then we can consider buying something again. But I would rather buy materials, lithium, nickel, mining companies. They're gonna go a lot higher than those stocks, personally. But if you still are looking for things to put in your portfolio long term, okay, yeah, we can go over those. All right, continuing on. YouTube's growing dominance in television streaming, and this is just for YouTube, not the YouTube TV subscription service, which features traditional cable networks, has been a conundrum to streaming and entertainment executives who continue to invest tens of billions in scripted and unscripted entertainment to get people to subscribe and watch. YouTube is forcefully encroaching on their turf now too. The company reached a 5-year deal to exclusively stream the Oscars beginning in 2029, ending a run for ABC that began in the 1970s. Both Netflix and Paramount are locked in a fierce battle over Warner Brothers entertainment properties, with each prepared to spend at least $80 billion to add a trove of movies and TV series that would better position them against YouTube and everyone else. Netflix and others are also expectedly looking for content that will get people to click on their apps more frequently in the morning or afternoon. Netflix is bringing at least 34 video podcasts to its service next year, including The Breakfast Club, the Bill Simons podcast, Part of My Take, and My Favorite Murder. Oh my God, what are all these things? Basically like the wine aunts, right? That's what this sounds like. This is the kind of audience they're cultivating. But bro, I think Boyd and a lot of things, they capture a lot of female viewership, you know? A lot better. They like the drama that they see. Like, if you can harness all this drama in the Boyd, it could do a lot better than any of these things. But of course, advertisers do not like it, I suppose. It's just not vanilla enough. It's too risque, you know. What will happen with all this oil Trump has? No, hold on for oil. It's not ready yet. So last stream I talked about the oil enough, so don't worry. At the end, I will describe, do a little. I'll show you about Chevron, and okay, a little bit, a tease for the next one. Yeah, what's up, Dalmatian? I already said hi to you. What is this? Is this live? Yeah, it's live. It's live, Dalmatian. Don't you hear me? Yeah, you hear me, right? Okay. Anyway. Per my take. Okay, in September, Amazon added Travis and Jason Kelsey's popular New Heights. What the heck is that? Podcast to Prime Video. This is an all intentional strategy. Roughly 75% of all podcast listening time happens between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. According to Edison, a research firm. YouTube said viewers watched 700 million hours of video podcasts on living room devices in October. A 75% increase from last year. Wow. 75% increase. So that's why, you know, I kind of made fun of Montiero. Like I was like, dude, bro, you put this crap on your TV. and I guess it makes sense. Other people have said that before. Like somebody who was watching the Thorpes, like they were new to the Thorpes, and they said like, yeah, we put them on a biker club's TV sometimes. And it's like, what? Like, seriously, a freaking like Hell's Angels are watching the Thorpes? Yeah, anyway, yeah, crazy. When you have time, please squeeze in a I digress. Yep, I squeezed that in for you. Okay, and I digress. And YouTube is also the #1 platform for podcast listening and a healthy lead over Spotify and Apple, Edison said. Yeah, that's interesting, right? It's kicking out Spotify. Spotify stock is pretty good, right? So I wonder if this thing will, because Netflix has been getting its ass whooped towards the end of last year. So I wonder if Spotify will start weakening too because of this. Maybe that's a good short. Anyway, Sean Downey, a top Google sales executive, said YouTube provided a steady stream of entertainment for viewers, no matter what time they decide to click on. That is the kind of power of the platform. We haven't thought about it as a daytime perspective. We thought about it as we have great content that people can resonate with when they want to. When they turn on their television, they will find exactly what they're looking for that meets the moment and the need that they have. The platform, which is free and shows commercials, does feature a nearly endless supply of content to appeal to any interest, however niche. Matthew Lawrence, a 69-year-old who lives in Portland, Oregon, has been flipping to YouTube almost every day to help guide him on a retirement project, improving his pool game. Oh man, are you serious? Are you serious? People love Spotify stock. Yeah, I know, and that's why it's one of those stocks where it's like Carvana too, right? Carvana, I got like at such a cheap price, but when it tripled, I thought that was it. I didn't think like Carvana would keep shooting up. I was like, what? Like, are people so lazy that they can't buy used cars without going through a third party? I guess people really are afraid of interacting with people. See, this is the problem. Just look at the chart and not look at your bias, because I'm biased. I'm an older generation. People bought people went to the hood to get the best deals on a car. Like they would buy like an old car from a gangster, even though like you don't know if that car was stolen or you're gonna get robbed or whatever, right? And it's like crazy, but we did that. If you wanted the best deals, you would do that. But people now are so pussy that they probably wouldn't go into the hood just to like test out a guy's car and go like, okay, here you go, let's transfer the deed. Nah, they don't do that, huh? They don't do that no more. Nah, I think the younger generation, they want it all done prepackaged. So I bought one. I tested out one of the services. I bought a used car. The car I'm in right now, basically the one I drove to see Ava. I still use this car. I bought it from BP. BP was one of the small Carvana type competitors. You know, I think they got bought out by Carvana. Basically, the BP was such a great company. It was a small, lean company. They delivered the car to you. You test drive the car. And then if you approved, you would sign the contract, and they gave you about a week to change your mind, or a week or something to change your mind. I think Carvana has the same policy. And then, you know, it's like, dude, no, not BEEPI. It was a San Francisco based startup. They just went through so much money so quickly that they just folded. It was successful, but they didn't run their business properly. They just spent so much, you know, and so Carvana just bought them out. But I think Carvana incorporated some of the ideas into their product, and so that's how Carvana started moving up after they bought them out. So yeah, so it could be it was a sign, you know. I should have just held to that Carvana stock. Oh well, too bad for me. Let's see. Pool game. Mr. Lawrence found a wide collection of well-produced videos of billiard competitions on YouTube. He said he commits at least an hour or two every day, either in the late morning or the afternoon, watching the competitions on his 65-inch TV screen before heading to a pool hall to practice. His game has improved significantly thanks to the videos. Oh, thank you, Daddy Google, thank you. My mother would be deeply ashamed of me, he said, laughing. I hear this voice inside me. You can't be watching TV during the day, but it's instructive. I'm learning something. Oh, is that the cope? So it's like, oh yeah, I'm watching TV, but it's educational. Just like you're watching me here. This video is listed as education, right? In the education category on YouTube. Okay, GetCrack for me, not trolling, but nature versus nurture to the ongoing hood violence. Oh, come on. I don't want to discuss that. Oh, this is the wrong section of the channel here. Go. we can go all day and all night on those type of topics, right? People will just argue. Talk to Vanta Black. I'm sure Vanta Black has something to say about that. Not all viewers are watching as intently. Over the decades, daytime television's mix of talk shows, soap operas, cooking series, and easy entertainment like Judge Judy introduced a sort of casual viewing. People could move around the house or tackle chores, folding laundry, paying bills, tidying up, with the TV providing ambient noise as the day passed. It seems that YouTube is serving a similar role. Lots of viewing is happening during the day on YouTube, but it's not very attentive viewing, said Holland Wills, a senior analyst at T-Vision, a research group. T-Vision conducts research by deploying a camera with permission in 5,000 households to see what people are watching during the day. Oh my lord. People actually voluntarily put cameras in around their houses just for this company to spy on them? Holy fuck. Okay. My parents did get a lot of Nielsen letters from they wanted to put crap on their TV and stuff to track what they were watching. I was telling them, hell no. Don't man, them paying you like a few bucks a month is not worth them spying on you. Who knows what else they would have put in that device, right? Anyway, okay. YouTube's attention scores are generally much lower than nearly all premium streaming apps, T-Vision has found, suggesting that music playlists, programming for children, and other sorts of background noise content helps drive its viewerships. Oh, that That is an issue, huh? That is an issue. So, or maybe not. Maybe this is an opportunity. Like, there's potential for even more growth if YouTube gets people to create better content, which is probably why they want to start pushing out certain people off the platform. And we'll see what's going on in 2026. Some YouTube creators are committed to dropping new videos during the daytime. Good Mythical Morning, a comedic variety show from the YouTube stars Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal, posts each weekday at 6 a.m. A recent poll of its viewers showed that the majority of people who tune in prefer to watch it when they are getting ready for school or work, during a lunch break, or to keep them company while doing other activities. That's true. Plenty of people also watch or listen to YouTube on devices other than a television screen, which is not included in the Nielsen ranking. The devices, I guess, yeah, you can, it's hard to track those, but I'm sure people are working on ways to track. I believe I got some emails from Google or some other company saying like, hey, we'll pay you a few pennies a week for us to track what your activities on the internet. Like, if you have a Chrome browser, I think if you use a Chrome browser, it will ask you that. It's like, ooh, heck no. I think they sent me mail too. I think I got sent mail that if I kept one of those mails and I didn't throw it out, I'll show you guys what I got, because it was actually legit snail mail. It said like, Google wants to track you. If you want to sign up and get paid something blah blah. Ooh, disgusting. Yeah. So Mr. Downey, the Google sales executive, said many creators had tapped into something that had existed for decades. People want something entertaining to watch in the morning. They're choosing YouTube and the creators on it because that's the most interesting and entertaining thing for them. He said that's a consumer-driven shift, and it's a creator-driven shift. Other popular YouTube stars like Mr. Beast and Mark Rober post their videos on Saturday mornings. Michelle Carr, whose popular videos document challenges like training how to be a samurai. Who are these people? I mean, I heard of Mr. Beast, but I never even watched that dude. Shit. Said she also posts new videos on Saturday mornings because she believes that the app has effectively replaced a programming block that used to be a staple of daytime television. So Saturday mornings are the best times to upload videos? Okay. They track you. Yeah, they track you regardless. But I think if they send you that stuff, that means they want to install something more, right? A little bit more. It will track you even harder. Like, most people nowadays, like, I'm sure aren't going to be willingly clicking anything. So they probably want you to install some more spyware or something, but whatever. I mean, you could do it at the hardware level, right? But hardware level is too low. That's just at the CIA, Mossad level, NSA, and what else? Well, CCP. If you got a Chinese phone, it's the CCP that's looking at your crap. Like a Huawei phone or what's that other one? Xiaomi phone or Huawei phone, yeah. Actually, Huawei was one of the companies that were going to buy chips from my company, and that was just as Trump started doing the sanctions, or not sanctions list, but the banned entities list. It was like, these Chinese companies can't be dealt with anymore, and we lost a big customer like that. That was one of the reasons I decided, like, I probably should prepare to retire, because most of our customers were going to be Chinese. That was where the growth was. All the Chinese wanted to build up their data centers. Okay. Yeah, a lot of families watch YouTube together on the weekends, she said. You might even say that the Saturday morning cartoons from decades ago are now Saturday morning YouTube. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. I wonder when most users are online on Kick. That's a good question. It looks very international. Kick, it has a much more international flavor to me than YouTube. YouTube is very, very much dominated by US time zones. Okay, let's go to the next one. Netflix just made a $72 billion bet against YouTube. Let me get rid of something right here before we continue. Device manager. Okay, let's see how YouTube wants to fight back against all these guys. Okay, let me do this. And I should plug in my laptop soon. Okay. Netflix purchase of Warner Brothers is about more than just building a content library. So, okay, now you'll know what they really want from them. All right. December 7th, this article written here for Inc. More than a decade ago, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos summed up the company's strategy in one line. The goal is to become HBO faster than HBO can become us. Okay. Interesting. So they really thought it was just HBO versus them. And this was when? It was 2013. All right. It was 2013. And at that time, it sounded ambitious. Today, it sounds prophetic. This week, Netflix effectively closed the loop on that statement by agreeing to buy Warner Brothers, the parent of HBO, for $72 billion. But a lot has changed over the past 12 years. Netflix's biggest competition isn't HBO. Yeah, that's the thing. What? HBO? What? Who? For that matter, Netflix didn't spend $72 billion to beat its most obvious competition. Sure, it competes against other streaming services like Disney Plus, Prime Video, and Apple TV, but the company has been telling us for years exactly who it considers its biggest rival, YouTube. That framing changes a lot about understanding this deal. YouTube dominates global watch time. It dominates the under 25 audience. It dominates the default frictionless just one more video loop that soaks up billions of minutes a day, and it does it with a content catalog it doesn't pay for. An infinite feed built by creators all over the world. And the other thing too is that like Kick needs to have a recommendation algorithm. You know, the way Kick works now is like you don't know where to go to see content. Right now, I'm streaming on Kick, and I put the stock label on it. So I'm one of probably three other content creators that actually make quote unquote stock investing type content. Right, but nobody goes to that. They go to IRL, just chatting, or gambling. I think Grace said this morning, or this afternoon actually. She was supposed to stream in the just before noon, but she didn't. She said she's gonna start doing gambling streams for the partnership money. So get ready. Grace is gonna gamba. She's gonna gamba for the man, right? For the stake deal. Or maybe that's in the contract now for every Kick partnership content creator. So if you got a Kick partnership, maybe that's part of the deal. It's like you have to spend some hours a month doing gambling on stake, right? To promote stake, online gambling. So maybe that's just how the world is in Kick land for the foreseeable future. But I don't see any improvement on the whole algorithm front, recommendation front. It's really sad. It's really sad. Really hard to find new stuff. You have to go through you sort by most viewed stream at the moment and try to see, but most of them are some international stuff. People are just live streaming them doing weird shit and talking in different languages. It's just man, what? It's hard to discover anything. So, but stay tuned. I got something for TK to do in Sweden. Maybe it will happen. We have something going in the works. Okay, so let's see what happens there. Netflix, on the other hand, just spent tens of billions of dollars on a finite library. So instead of an infinite library, they have a finite one. That tells you everything you need to know about the massive bet Netflix is making. It believes premium controlled theatrical grade storytelling can still win attention even in a world where free video is everywhere. To be clear, I'm not sure it's the right bet to make. After all, you only have to look at how many times Warner Brothers has been bought and sold to understand that the deal could backfire. Few companies have been shuffled around as often or as painfully. Time Warner sold itself to AOL in 2000. I remember that time. That was the dot-com boom when all the stocks were flying high and companies had like ample cash from the stocks, right? As long as the stock price was up, they could acquire as many companies as they wanted at the bottom. So that's what happened. AOL, like, you don't know where AOL is right now. Where's AOL on the stock ticker? There's no AOL. Yeah, that's it. Guy, bro, idiot, that's all I can tell you right now. It might not even happen, but I'm working on it. Okay, so that deal collapsed. AT&T bought the company in 2018. That turned out to be a disaster. AT&T then spun Warner Media into a merger with Discovery in 2022. Now, after years of cuts, pivots, and shrinking ambitions, Warner Brothers is being sold again, this time to the one company that has actually proven it can run a global streaming business. Every one of Warner Brothers' previous owners ran into the same problem. Owning a studio is expensive. Competing in streaming is more expensive. And trying to compete without the distribution power of Netflix, Apple, Amazon, or Google is not sustainable. That is how Warner Brothers ended up for sale again, and why Netflix was the company that made the... Okay, I gotta go to the main website to get this. So this archive version. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, expand. Oh my lord. Do I have to... Okay. Come on, work. Okay, it expanded. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, expanded. Where was I, though? Okay, and why Netflix was the company that made the deal. Okay, Netflix didn't buy Warner Brothers because it needed more content. It bought Warner Brothers because it needed something YouTube cannot replicate: scarcity. In a world where free video is everywhere, Netflix is betting on exclusivity. HBO, DC, and Warner Brothers bring a century of cinematic storytelling and a set of brands with cultural gravity. It's a trove of content full of stories and world making that keeps people engaged for hours. Netflix, the company that basically invented binge watching, just gained Harry Potter, DC Comics, Friends, and The West Wing. Okay, do you care about... which of those do you care about? This is the thing, right? And so this guy is just writing the opinion that Netflix wants those key IPs, those iconic IPs. I mean, and you got Bugs Bunny too, right? Bugs Bunny is pretty good. I think that's pretty good catch. I mean, I don't know about, like, okay, you got The Sopranos with Bugs Bunny. Okay, maybe that's okay. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this pans out. So I'll move on to the next article. I think that's the point he's trying to make. They got Sopranos and they got Bugs Bunny. All right, great. None of them. Okay, so you think none of them, huh, Guy, bro, idiot? Okay, yeah. See, it's really... I don't know if that's enough, right? But we'll see. So here's another New York Times article. The streaming wars come down to two: YouTube versus Netflix. The two giant video companies have far different strategies, but the same goal: controlling your TV set. All right, here's another one. So this was written in July 12th. This was months before the whole thing went down, where Netflix has lost the game. For many years... Okay, so let me plug in my laptop now. I think we're done here. Okay, guys. Let's see. All right. All right. All right, turn on some AC. Hopefully it doesn't distract you. I mean, we had some nice rain down in California, but every time the sun comes out, it starts heating up everything. Oh, you want to talk to me, Dalmatian? Okay, let me. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Like, what you? Oh, you're. Is it? Could the channel be a risk? No, I'm not driving. I'm in my car. So usually I stream in my car. Um, because then it's a nice like acoustics. Acoustics are better here, and I just pop up my laptop and I can scream and yell and I won't bother people, right? When I spurg out on people, then yeah. Oh, I mean, does the contract say like you're a banned person if anyone else puts you on YouTube, you're screwed up? Is that what happens? Okay, so Dalmatian. Okay, so I'll do like kick only streams with panels sometime down the line, and I'll bring you up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like yeah, it's like they ban you from society. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how crazy they are because it really shocked me that they didn't give you a strike, they didn't warn you, they just straight up yeeted you right off. There's another dude, HB, who used to be my co-host on John Galt's channel. He got his whole channel wiped out too. I think it's the same thing as you, bullying, because he does rap battles. Okay, like he hosts rap battles, and there was these two rappers battling it out or some crap. I don't know. I didn't watch this video with the lore, and they were all on Discord. They were all telling each other, "I'm gonna strike that guy. I'm gonna strike that guy," and they just striked him and for bullying, and he got yeeted, man. So, but he made a new channel, so I don't know. Make sure you read the conditions of it. I'm sure like they won't really track you, like. But yeah, it's not really my YouTube channel too, right? I have a YouTube channel, and I'm also playing on John's YouTube channel. So yeah, okay, I'm not gonna take the risk. Yeah. If it was just my YouTube channel, I would have probably took the risk. But yeah, someone else's. Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, I'll do a kick only one with a panel. And I'll pretty sometime, and we can talk drama stuff because I wanted to have some streams with drama stuff, so I can do kick only drama channel stuff, and we could have you on there. Yeah, I could do an interview on your channel, yeah, if you want. All right, so let's continue on. Yeah, Netflix executives bristled at the notion that the company really had a rival. Okay, so I guess the Netflix guys felt pretty good that they didn't have anybody to compete with, not Hollywood powerhouses like Disney, nor tech giants like Amazon. Instead, Reed Hastings, the company's co-founder, insisted at one point that Netflix competed with the people's desire to socialize or to go to sleep. But there's no hiding from YouTube. Man, what does that mean? Go to sleep? Sleep is our competition. Wow. So there's an article that this links to. Netflix CEO says sleep is our competition. That's wild. Anyway, so there's no hiding from YouTube. Netflix and YouTube are increasingly locked in a fierce battle for control over the television set, a rivalry that even Netflix's executives can no longer deny. That was more of a fun narrative than it was, the brutal truth. Jason Kilar, the founding chief executive of Hulu and a former chief executive of Warner Media, said about those past comments, the brutal truth is that YouTube is indeed the biggest competitor of Netflix at this point. The rivalry signals how the streaming wars have entered a new phase. For years, increasing subscriber numbers to the streaming services was the ultimate goal for media companies. Now those companies are trying to increase the amount of time viewers spend on their service. On that score, YouTube and Netflix stand above the competition. The two accounted for 20% of all television viewing time in the United States in May, 12.5% for YouTube, 7.5% for Netflix, according to Nielsen. The next closest streaming competitor is Disney, whose multiple streaming services, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, together accounted for 5% of TV time in May, Nielsen said. And YouTube's lead is getting wider. And so this was written in July, right? So they've already broken out, pretty much eclipsed Netflix towards the end of the year. 2 years ago, YouTube's share of TV time was roughly half a percentage point higher than Netflix. Now it is 5 percentage points. And now, towards the end of 2025, it's even greater, right? Their strategies for success are very different, but in ways large and small, it's becoming clear that they are now competing head to on. Top executives at both companies are beginning to mention each other in public more, sometimes dismissively. Oh, they're all smack talking, huh? Okay. And the companies are veering into each other's turfs, with Netflix executives showing an increased appetite for signing up creators who otherwise call YouTube their home. Oh, they're poaching people and trying to explain why their business model would be better for them. Oh, okay. So I suppose, one of your goals would be trying to make your channel so big that Netflix wants you. Okay. Man, is this in San Francisco? Yeah, it is. Oh, crap. I didn't know Netflix was in that building. So they put that sign on top of the roof, and I don't even see that. So it kind of looks like, is that San Francisco really? I don't know. That skyline is not right. Maybe not. It's the same style of building, though. So down in Mission Bay by the Warriors, like the Uber HQ has like a similar layout. So I wonder if they got a lease at their campus. I don't know. It looks so familiar. Wow. Okay. Who is in the biggest fight around scale and eyeball aggregation? YouTube and Netflix, said Ben Silverman, the chairman of Propagate, a production company, and a former chairman of NBC Entertainment. Representatives for Netflix and YouTube declined to comment for this article. Both companies are competing from a position of strength. Netflix revenue in 2024 reached $39 billion, and it has more than 300 million global subscribers, more than any other streaming service. The company is also hugely profitable. Netflix had more than $10 billion in operating income last year. YouTube, which is owned by Google, had revenue of $54 billion last year. The only media company with more was Disney. MoffettNathanson, a media analyst group, projected that YouTube would eclipse Disney in revenue this year and described it as the new king of all media. The company does not disclose profits, but MoffettNathanson estimated that YouTube's operating income was just under $8 billion in 2024. The two companies have very different approaches. Netflix is in the business of making and licensing traditional television shows, movies, documentaries, game shows, or reality TV. The company hand selects what it puts on its service, pays talent upfront, and finances all the production costs, and often retains ownership of its original programs. YouTube allows anyone to post almost anything. People who upload an original video shoulder the financial cost upfront, but they also collect a check from YouTube based on the amount of revenues it generates. Those creators generally own the rights to their content. Okay. This is the YouTube building. So this, I believe that they're still in San Bruno. I don't know. You guys remember the YouTube shooting stuff? Yeah, that's really where it is. So it might be the San Bruno campus. YouTube took a stab at making original TV shows, but abandoned that game plan years ago. It worked. Now people go to YouTube for virtually anything, ranging from cat videos to music playlists to video podcasts. On average, YouTube has an audience of several million viewers watching off a TV set at any given moment during the day, more than Netflix's daily average of 4.7 million, Nielsen said. During primetime hours, however, when the highest concentration of viewers is watching TV, the margins are tighter. An average of 11.1 million Americans are tuned into YouTube on their TV screen at night this year, while 10.7 million are watching Netflix, Nielsen said. Of course, Nielsen only measures viewership off a TV screen. Both companies have huge audiences that watch in other ways, including on smartphone, tablet, or laptop. Roughly 70% of Netflix's audience, for instance, watches its programs via a television set, and the other 30% through other devices, the company said. In March, at an event hosted by the Paley Media Council, the Netflix co-chief executive Ted Sarandos compared YouTube to the minor leagues. When a creator works with YouTube, he said, that person can cut their teeth or develop an idea. That's true. That makes a lot of sense. I kind of look at it that way as well. It's a little bit of a farm league, he continued, and then they can come up and do something that we would take the financial risk with them. Okay, Mr. Sarandos also suggested that Netflix remain a platform where you can pay close attention to a program, an intentional choice essentially, perhaps during prime time, whereas YouTube was a far more passive viewing experience. There's a difference between spending time and killing time, he said. We're in the how you spend time business. Neil Mohan. Okay, I'll place a little thing of Neil Mohan. Neil Mohan, YouTube's chief executive, responded to Mr. Sarandos' commentary at an advertiser event in France last month, emphasizing that viewers get to decide how to spend their time. Who am I to say what's spending time, engaging time, quality time, killing time, he said at an event hosted by The Anchor, an entertainment news outlet. That's frankly just the industry kind of talking to itself. And when Mr. Mohan was asked what he had been watching recently, he mentioned a documentary about Brett Favre before getting a jab in. It was on Netflix, he said, so I don't know if I was killing time there. In recent months, Netflix has licensed shows from creators who used to be primarily on YouTube. Miss Rachel, a children's program that appears on YouTube, has also been streaming on Netflix since the beginning of the year to great success. Netflix has also brought on shows like the game show Pop the Balloon, oh Lord, and Sidemen, a popular British YouTube group. The company has also been in discussion with representatives from other popular YouTube channels, including Mark Rober, Dude Perfect, Danny Go, and Gracie's Corner, according to two people familiar with negotiations. Okay. So this is the children's influencer, Miss Rachel. Anybody heard of her? I have no clue. I don't know if any of my cousins showed this stuff to their nieces and nephews. I haven't been paying attention to the content, right? Jad Daya, a senior partner at the William Morris Endeavor Talent Agency, said Netflix executives have taken a much greater interest in YouTube over the past year or so. They're unfazed by like Apple and HBO Max. It's very clear that they do not care what Apple is doing, he said, but they're more conscious of what YouTube is doing. Similarly, Oren Rosenbaum, a partner at the United Talent Agency, said, I think there's like do all the actors, right? They handle all the actors. They're jealous of each other. I don't think either wants to admit that to themselves or each other. But when you have conversations with each of them, there is that jealousy. Both companies have tech groups, and in the tech world, there is often a competition between 2 or 3 top companies for leading market share in any given industry. Amazon battles Microsoft in cloud computing. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon compete in the upper rungs of artificial intelligence, and Apple and Google go head-to-head for the top of the smartphone market. As with the competition between the iPhone, Android smartphones, Netflix, and YouTube are essentially 2 different systems, a closed platform, Netflix, versus an open one, YouTube. And while Netflix's recommendations for viewers are far ahead of many of its streaming competitors, YouTube has more data inputs from users to make even more precise recommendations. When you open up YouTube, you are going to get a far more surgical presentation of things to entertain you than you will ever get at a traditional streamer, said Mr. Kylar, the former Hulu and Warner Media chief executive. Of course, within all of video entertainment, in particular mobile viewing, the companies also fiercely compete with TikTok and Instagram. But Mr. Kylar believes that in the coming years, Netflix will continue to take viewing share from its traditional Hollywood rivals. But he thinks YouTube has greater potential to expand its viewing time given the growth trajectory of shorter videos. So, short form videos, right? I think like OPC's trying to figure out, well, what's the optimum size of certain videos. I'm not sure about just shorts, but also like maybe 10, 20-minute videos that get posted up. Like what's the time frame where it's really optimal for viewing and to generate money for ads for YouTube? That's when they'll promote your video in particular, I believe. Particular with younger audiences. I'm bullish on both companies. Make no mistake, but I am relatively more bullish on YouTube. During the cable years, entertainment executives used to repeat the mantra, content is king. Mr. Dye, the talent agent, said that these days, audience is king, and two players stand to benefit the most. Netflix was like, we want to be a studio, and they became a platform, he said. YouTube was a platform that is now becoming a studio. But what they both did was create these forums that are for everyone. That's where the battle starts to really shape up, he said, because they're competing for the same audience, for the same everyone audience. Yeah, I don't know. Someone screwed up that last sentence. Okay, let me just play this clip. Okay, we'll get to the next article, and I think there's 2 more after this one, so 3 more articles. Okay, guys. I think it's really cool. This has nice graphs too. Nice graphs. Okay, perfect. But before I continue, let's share this. So this is the new, well, not new anymore, but relatively new. He replaced Sandberg as the CEO of YouTube inside Google. And then someone made this YouTube video. I think around the time he got put in 3 years ago, I think. Here. Man, I just want to play that again. I just want to play that again. All right, you hear that, Dalmatian? Raja Mohan gonna get you banned. So talk to the CEO, man. This is the guy who got you banned. This is your new enemy. So pay attention. Pay attention, guys. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the article here. All right. Hopefully, yeah. Okay. The audio still works. Perfect. Let's get to the article. So this is in graphic detail why YouTube is a genuine threat to Netflix. This was written in December 18th, 2025 by for DigiDay. The most telling point so far of Netflix's proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery, HBO, and streaming businesses came from the company itself in pushing back on claims that the deal would be anti competitive. Netflix co CEO Greg Peters pointed to YouTube as a bona fide rival that it would still trail with Warner Brothers stack, a point that would have sounded far-fetched not that long ago. That framing reflects a broader shift in how competition in video is actually playing out. The fight is no longer just about who owns the biggest library or who can stack the most subscribers. It's about who captures attention and who sets the viewing habits and who becomes the default place people go when they open a screen, which helps explain why Netflix increasingly frames itself not only against other streamers, but to YouTube, a platform that dominates watch time, reaches a far broader audience, and is quietly reshaping what television even means. Read on to see where that shift is now in clear graphic detail. YouTube already far outdoes Netflix in terms of TV watch time. When it comes to watch time, there's no question that YouTube is already ahead of its competition, particularly Netflix. According to Nielsen's October gauge, YouTube takes the top spot among its streaming peers for total TV usage. And by top spot, YouTube took 12.9% of total watch time, up 4% on the previous month. By comparison, Netflix sat in sixth place with 8% total watch time. So let's see. Wonder if it has a bigger picture. Ah, well, okay. I hope you can read that. It's all smudged out. Let me see if the original website opens up a bigger picture. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see if it has a higher res. If I click on this here. Nope. 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 Oh, no, no. Whatever picture they put on this thing is what you're gonna get. Sorry, they didn't put a high res picture there. So, okay. So if you read the top one, the media distributor gauge, Nielsen's aggregate view of total TV usage by media company YouTube, 12.9% this October 2025. This is the next one is Disney, 11.4%. Next one is NBC Universal, 8.6%, then Fox 8.4, Paramount 8.2, then Netflix 8%, and the company that Netflix wants to buy, Warner Brothers Discovery 5.6%. Then after that, you got Amazon, Roku, Scripps, Wiggles, so all, Hallmark, A&E, AMC networks, all the way down. Okay, all right, okay. Now let's get back here. And even if Netflix's deal works out and the company is able to buy just HBO and HBO Max, its watch time would still trail behind YouTube. Netflix's co-CEO Greg Peters admitted as much while talking during UBS's 2025 Global Media and Communications Conference in New York on December 8th. We go from 8% of viewed hours today in the US to 9%. We're still behind YouTube at 13%. YouTube surpasses Netflix in terms of users. While Netflix continues to expand its global user base, YouTube still dominates overall usage at scale. According to eMarketer's October forecast, which counted individuals of any age who watch Netflix and YouTube via the app or website at least once per month, Netflix is expected to reach a total of 202.5 million users by the end of 2025, rising to 209.7 million in 2026, 215.4 million in 2027. By comparison, the same eMarketer forecast has predicted that YouTube will reach 249.9 million users by the end of this year, increasing to 255.3 million in 2026 and again to 260.2 million by the year after. So about what, 40 something million? Yeah. Okay. Difference spread here. So this is the Netflix users, 224 to 220. 2024 to 2028 years. I guess this is the projection I'm gonna have. Okay, that's for Netflix. See, percent of total viewers. Oh, I guess I can't click on this thing, huh? Okay. I can't click on the second one. Gotta get the original article again. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so this is the YouTube one. Okay. 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 Oh, I can't zoom in that. I'll just have to open. Man, I can't. Oh, I don't think I got time to figure out how to get this image to pop out. Okay, but whatever. I think you guys get the point. But the percent of digital video viewers is already at 91. It's just going to go to 93.9. That's pretty saturated. That's pretty saturated. Netflix is just going to top out 78 in 2028. Okay. All right, let's continue. Okay. YouTube is already ahead when it comes to revenue and viewing hours during the first half of 2025. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me get my background music turned on again. Okay. During the first half of 2025, YouTube and Netflix ranked in an aggregate of $10 billion in profits, according to data collected by Owl & Co. But what's interesting is how those figures were split. YouTube raked in $28.1 billion in revenues, up 70% year over year, compared to Netflix, which pulled in $21.6 billion, up 14% year over year for the same first half of 2025, which makes sense then why YouTube managed to top viewing hours, bringing in $835 billion during the first half of the year compared to Netflix's $95 billion. Yeah, that's a big difference. So, okay, okay, that's good. I think I have the revenue breakdown here. I just asked Google AI how much percentage revenue. So, here's what we have for the third quarter of 2025. We don't have Q4 results yet. It's gonna come out in a month or so. But YouTube ads is up 15% year over year. Okay, and I think total revenue growth is 16% for the whole of Google, and you can see like Google services is 14%, Google search is 15% growth, but they're a larger pie, right? $87 billion here for Google services, and 56.6 billion for the Google search, and only 10% for ads. But this is still growing, so I'm sure they'll start raking up even more, charging the advertisers more money, and it shouldn't be hard to increase. The bigger thing is like 34% growth in Google Cloud. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the $10 billion profits. Global streaming revenue, operating income growth rate, total viewing hours, and revenue per 1,000 hours. Okay. So this is YouTube here, and then Netflix on the right, left, right. So viewing hours, you can see the big difference in the viewing hours. And then we have revenue per 1,000 hours though, but Netflix does better in capturing that revenue for now, it seems. Interesting. Okay, in the UK, YouTube's viewer growth is driven by heavy users of both YouTube and Netflix. Okay, so this is UK data. Okay, let's see. As you expect, most consumers typically sign up to more than one streaming platform. So it's rare to see an either-or situation. Specifically in the UK, the people increasing YouTube's growth on TV are already very heavy users of both YouTube and Netflix, rather than users which have picked one platform over the other, according to Enders, which means there's a huge overlap. The biggest YouTube users are also the biggest Netflix users. While it does mean Netflix has serious competition with YouTube when it comes to competing watch time, Netflix isn't worried about its heavy users. The real risk comes from those users who don't watch Netflix very often, as they could potentially cancel their subscriptions. For the last 2 years, people have been spending around 13 more minutes per day on YouTube, while Netflix viewing has stayed relatively flat per enders. When in doubt, consumers go to YouTube. It's no surprise that consumer behavior around watching content has shifted, and streaming has become a popular mode for that. But while Netflix mostly changed where TV happens, YouTube reshaped daily behavior. Not just what consumers watch, but how they watch it. YouTube dominates video, and the biggest thing that's changing right now is the way content is changing, said Ermelinda. Man, I haven't heard of them. What the heck? Is that a Spanish name? Ermelinda. I don't know. Sounds weird. Fernandez, SVP Digital Investment at Canvas Worldwide. Podcasts are huge, and all the really big podcasts are on YouTube. And people are watching it like a primetime show on their CTV. On their CTV. What the heck is a C for? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb about that. Shorts really exploded for YouTube, and even though it's a vertical platform, people are watching them on their CTV screen. What the heck is a C in CT? What? Okay, whatever. In their living room. So it's not just reality shows, scripted content, or live TV. They now own the vodcast space. Vodcast? That's a term? And even vertical video, both of which are on CTV. Samshul Chowdhury, former Jellyfish exec and paid social media expert, agrees YouTube has evolved over the past 10 years, and now with YouTube TV, I'm sure Google is trying to figure out how to drive a compelling sales narrative to show cost efficiencies between linear and CTV. When people can't find something to watch on TV or other streaming devices, the majority head to YouTube, according to Hub Entertainment Research. In fact, 80% of those surveyed said they sometimes or frequently turn to YouTube when they can't find anything else. In other words, YouTube isn't just another app or a backup plan. When linear TV, Netflix, or other streaming platforms fall short, YouTube has the ability to capture the moments of boredom and indecision that any other platform can't. Broken down, that's 90% of 16 to 34-year-olds who frequently or sometimes turn to YouTube in those moments. Yeah, 90%, along with 73% of those aged 35 and upwards. 73%, that's huge. Those are huge percentages. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, everyone's getting ADD, so they'll just switch over to YouTube when they find it convenient. All right, here's the next article from The Ringer. Says The Elephant in the Tube, written December 4th, how YouTube usurped television and became the ultimate viewing destination. Just a few weeks ago, The Ringer enlisted me to find a unified theory of Mr. Beast, currently the most popular creator on YouTube, with more than 451 million subscribers to his main channel. Mr. Beast has struck a deal with the government of Saudi Arabia to open a seasonal theme park, Beastland, in Riyadh. When a foreign government's $1 trillion investment arm circles a YouTuber, one begins to suspect that the gravitational center of global entertainment may be drifting away from Hollywood. As The Ringer refreshes the 100 best TV episodes of the century, we find ourselves contemplating the creative fortunes of television now that content creators such as Mr. Beast and web platforms such as YouTube have won much of the social mindshare that television traditionally controlled. We once saw Netflix as the great disruptor of television business, yet YouTube has surpassed it as the dominant engine of mass engagement with long-form video content. In October, Nielsen's data measurement report, The Gauge, found that YouTube, excluding YouTube TV, accounted for 12.9% of all U.S. television screen viewing, the largest share of any streaming service. Globally, YouTube reaches more than 2.7 billion monthly users, nearly 10 times Netflix's subscriber base, which collectively watch 1 billion hours per day on the platform. More than 150 million people watch YouTube on TV screens each month. Netflix's single biggest title, Squid Games, generated roughly 1.65 billion hours viewed in its first month. YouTube generates almost 2/3 of that watch time every single day. That's a very good comparison right there. Mr. Beast is instructive. For the uninitiated, Mr. Beast is a game show host, basically. He lures ecstatic participants into lightly dystopian endurance challenges to compete for six-figure cash prizes. Survive 100 days in prison. Win $500,000. Or else he performs self-inflicted stunts like I spent 7 days buried alive. His videos reliably rack up hundreds of millions of views. He represents both the professionalization of user-generated content and the cultural triumph of the influencer over the celebrity. Yet he's also roughly continuous with television's lineage of hosts: Howie Mandel, Bear Grylls, David Blaine, Johnny Knoxville, Mike Rove, Joe Rogan. That said, Mr. Beast's recent dabbling in conventional episodic TV has so far been met with unenthusiastic reviews. But Mr. Beast wasn't created by Hollywood. He is but a YouTuber, a conspicuously uncharismatic digital native who started building a $5 billion entertainment empire from Greenville, North Carolina, in his late teens with a webcam and a preternatural mastery of the platform's recommendation system. So the original OPC Don was born in North Carolina. He's a model of independence in modern media. In an age of user-generated content and widespread dissatisfaction with cultural institutions, Mr. Beast bankrolls his own elaborate production sets, and he pays his winners out of pocket. YouTube takes in 45% cut of his ad revenue, but has no direct say in the direction of his channel. The stars of YouTube are clearly inspired by the tropes and norms of television, while nevertheless representing a decisive break from its infrastructure. On YouTube, creators face no formal constraints on timing, frequency, duration, format, or topicality. Well, unless you break TOS, right? A video can be 30 seconds to 6 hours. It can drop without warning. It can be designed entirely around how the algorithm responds within the first 30 minutes of upload. Television is discursive in its own way, as anyone old enough to have listlessly channel surfed surely knows, but YouTube is utterly dynamic. Creators redesign their output in real time, pivoting towards new memes, trends, and formats within hours. In sheer scale, YouTube eclipses every entertainment platform ever created. The website now hosts 500,000 to 700,000 hours of new video uploads per day, in a library that at this point must contain hundreds of millions of total hours of watchable content. Oh, really? Well, there's a difference between content and non-content, right? By contrast, while Netflix doesn't publish the total number of hours available in its platform's ever-fluctuating catalog, the New York Times Magazine last year reported that the most recent snapshot offered by the company encompassed 16,000 titles. Even if we were to assume that the average length of those titles, seasons of series, movies, stand-up specials, documentaries, etc., was to say 5 hours, that will only get you around 80,000 hours, a fraction of what's uploaded on YouTube every day. YouTube is high and low culture, big and small, and everything in between. YouTube is Mr. Beast sending contestants through a laser maze in a $14 million studio, but YouTube is also, and mostly, a galaxy of vloggers broadcasting from their bedrooms, addressing all sorts of niches: knitting, motherhood, gaming, aviation, true crime, music theory, woodworking, whatever. The rabbit hole on YouTube are so numerous that to fall into one is cliche. YouTube is eminently bingeable, the very quality that has dictated 2 decades of television innovation. Netflix popularized binge watching and reorganized television around on-demand viewership, but it didn't threaten television as a form. Shows were still shows, bound by seasons, made of episodes. YouTube, on the other hand, threatens the very form of television, not by imitating it, but by offering something more flexible, more direct, and more behaviorally attuned and immediately adaptive than television could ever be. YouTube behaves somewhat like television and gets us to behave as if we're watching television, without aspiring to be television per se. That distinction matters because between television or not, if we're to reckon with the shape and state of our attention spans as we head into the second quarter of the 21st century. Let us briefly reminisce about the golden age of Netflix. Here was a high. Man, I don't think I want to listen. I think that's enough. Yeah. Now he's just gonna ramble about other things. That's not okay. Good. That's good enough. That the article should have ended there. That was good. That was the good part of this article. Everything else was just blah 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 blah. Okay, very nice. All the articles, the links are in the description. Okay, so if you guys care to go and review this yourselves, it's all there. I'm just reading this first pass with you guys, so at the same time I'm reading it, I might as well talk out loud so you can just listen instead of read. YouTube dominates U.S. television viewership, beating out Netflix according to latest Nielsen data. This is written in July 1st for eMarketer. Oh, I think one of the first two articles referenced this one. Okay, so here we go. I don't know if we're gonna get anything new in this one here. Maybe I don't need to read this one then. I had already referenced this. And I think this is the same data I just went over too. No, this is done. Yeah, I already. Okay, yeah, I don't need to read this. I think that's perfect. Good, we're done. All right, guys. So let's look at this AI result. So I just put in Google, like Google ad revenue growth in 2025. I just put that sucker in, and let's see what the results are. Okay, so Google says its own ad revenue. So I used Google to ask about itself. Ad revenue showed strong growth in 2025, driven by AI innovations like AI Max and AI Overview, with Q3 seeing total revenues surpass $100 billion, and ad revenue hit around $74 billion, up 12% year over year, while search grew 15% and YouTube ads also saw double-digit increases, indicating sustained advertiser investment despite some market shifts. Okay, so you guys can screenshot this yourself. I'm just scrolling through here. All right. And then I'm going to play this clip because I think AI is going to be a big picture change for this year. They're going to keep adjusting the AI, so more people are going to get banned as well. So it's not only affecting how ads are being distributed into the video. So let's hear from the master. Yeah, let me get the video. All right. So I'm playing a video where I appear.
I just was wondering how you're caught up to where.
Okay, so
better understanding of.
It should be pretty quick. It's only about maybe 5 minutes. Getting
for viewing stuff from afar. All right, we have GetCrack.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I worked in tech companies before. They got merged and stuff. This is how it goes. It's like they buy you, they have the plan of buying you, then they have the process of merging the two companies. So I'm talking about StreamYards here. StreamYards got bought out 2 years ago by an Italian company. It was an announced buyout, planned buyout, an official buyout 1 year ago. So 2 years they were already saying like they were looking to buy. 1 year ago they actually bought. And then starting this year, they pretty much, I think, completed the whole process. That means employees get shuffled in and out. They figure out which ones to keep, which ones to, or people like me who actually like work for the old company figure out that the new management sucks. I'm getting less pay. I'm getting weaker benefits. I bounce, and that's what happens. So the good guys probably already bounced by now when it officially completes the takeover. Yeah.
That's what the problems are coming from. Is that
probably. Yep.
Have you been following the changes in the YouTube algorithm? You know that they just switched over to Genesis. Genesis runs it now.
No, and, I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, so Moist Critical did a stream on this, but as soon as they took over, 2 million channels were immediately banned. Because it has a better understanding of it can scan the videos and find TLF violations, And
So that's what happened to Dalmatian. So Dalmatian
I
was
think
like,
so.
Dalmatian was like, Mustache Man should come back, and instantly 2 minutes later, stream.
More Critical interviewed the CEO of YouTube, and he defended it. He said that we're getting caught up to where the technology should have been all along, and he didn't apologize for those channels. And the other thing is,
like Gaddis got demonetized in December. I mean, like TK and Jeremy got struck around like later in December, right? And around the same time for just posts. Yeah, they're going through everything. Chats. If you're a moderator, you should notice that chats are being held for review more often now for stupid shit. Like really nothing. They just like, wow.
Yeah, and people think like those past comments that were on their streams don't matter. They're going to scan everything.
They'll scan everything. Yeah. I mean, you should notice that your comments were already being like used against you, because like I used to leave comments on videos. I'd never do it anymore. That's why people like you tell me to leave a comment. I'm like, that's going to be used against me to shut down my account. I don't want to make a new account.
Yeah, the trust score is a thing that it's always been kind of rumored that they had a trust score on YouTube channels, and they're starting to realize they're admitting now that there is a trust score. It's like
I got an email warning me like this comment is like against violate or whatever, saying I'm a bot or some bullshit. And I was like, but after a while I noticed they don't do that no more. They start shadow banning like comments like and shit. Like they don't even tell you. It's like fuck you then. And that was like a couple years ago I noticed that. And that was comments. So they do it on chats, and now they're doing it on the videos. That makes sense. They can do transcripts. It's easy to do it.
Yeah, and the other thing that they're doing is Disney sent a cease and desist order to YouTube the other day because people were doing AI videos of the Fantastic Four.
Oh man, the war is coming, man.
Yes.
They're already battling the AI. Now AI can't make IP. It's like, oh, it's transforming the IP. No. We're going to send you to court, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, and so you can actually now, as a creator, they've just in the updates from this week is that, like, I could register my face and say anybody using my face or my likeness, even if it's AI, I can copyright claim my face.
Yeah, anybody hoping to deep fake OPC in porn, watch out, guys. You're gonna get fucking cease and desist orders, man. Don't be deep faking people, all right, guys. Another reason not to cam up. People tell me to cam up. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. They got my voice already. You can fucking, well, now you got my face. You can fucking, like, oh my God. Fuck you. Fuck you, internet. Fuck everything. This is it. This is the end times of the internet. You should leave the internet now if you have any brains on you.
So I don't know when Monty, I don't want to talk. So it is Monty and I in a.
All right, I think that's it. I think that's what we need to hear. Very short, very good. But I think OPC mentioned like some other YouTuber discussing these changes. So you can clip out that part, go back to that section, and discover yourselves what's going on. Okay, so wrapping it up. So let's see. I want to cover the market a little bit. Tomorrow, maybe I'll do a quick stream in the morning again. Maybe we can go over some tickers and some things when the market opens. I don't believe any important data will come out Thursday, right? It's going to be Friday. So I think we'll have some time to maybe go over some DeMark indicators and things that I haven't gotten to yet. So this is DeMark indicators type stuff here. And we are at a crucial area in the coming weeks for certain ratio charts. Let's see, the monthly chart. Yeah, next month will be very interesting for semiconductors. So Master Kim wanted to know what to buy. Well, no, I wouldn't buy nothing. It's overpriced right now. Wait for the dip. So it has to clear this level here, this ratio of semiconductors over NASDAQ 100. I believe the other index, because I'm using the ETFs to make this ratio, it's not the same as the index one. The other index one is already over this level. But you can see the 8 count here. We should have a 9 count coming soon. So DeMark counts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then with the monthly, yeah, you can see like how well you can count down to 9. You complete a count, and then you see if it continues the trend. And with this one, I use the Ichimoku cloud. So I'll try to discuss this some other time. I don't think I went through this last year. This is just more information for people that I didn't want to introduce yet, because this is kind of more advanced technical analysis. So I'm using DeMark indicators. This is a paid indicator service. This is not free. Okay, you can't find this unless you pay for the package. And the Ichimoku cloud is something I added on because this is how Rick Bensignor does his analysis. Rick Bensignor uses DeMark indicators and the Ichimoku cloud together to do analysis. And I kind of am copying him. He doesn't teach you how he does it, right? He wants you to pay for his service. But I've watched his videos and I see like kind of what he's doing. So I'm sort of learning myself like how he potentially is using these tools together. But as you can see, it works pretty well. I used the ratio chart here, and you could have used this one because if semiconductors was a real big important part, okay, of the market, and it was the most sensitive to tariffs. That was the other thing. So it has AI and tariffs together. Then that's why semiconductors is the one. So if you go back to the first video, go to the description, you'll see a link to the first episode for this year. I did go to that one, and you'll see why all I did in April was load up on semiconductor ETF leveraged, because this sector was the best one to take a chance on riding 100%. Like I barely looked at anything else. I was like on the April's dip, I was semiconductor. That's it. That's the one that will go up the best for sure as a whole group. You know, there's other ones that would have done better, that were higher risk. Like you had space stocks. You also had, what's the other sector? Like man, there was another one besides space that went up pretty well too, but those are higher risk. I'm too old, you know, so I'd rather have something that's stable, less risk, but I know would go up quite well. And semiconductors definitely fit that bill. And so you would use this to track where the bottom would be made. So it hit here right in April, and then when you look at the Ichimoku cloud, you look at this blue line. This is called a lagging span, and when the lagging span cuts through this green area and then bounces back, that's what basically it did, because it's copying this thing and then reflecting it back here on this cloud. The cloud is essentially two moving averages made, and they make this green area, which is the cloud, and you want to stay above this cloud over time. That's when you know the bull market is still going for this ratio here. And then once it recovered here, you see this is in June when it made this big gap up move. You knew for sure that you were correct in your estimation. Of course, you could have you didn't need to wait all the way to here. You would have already gotten in May or late April when you saw that Zweig breath thrust trigger. So go to the first video. I talked about the Zweig breath thrust. Here, let me put it in the chat. Okay, so I make sure you know what I'm saying. Okay, this is the Zweig breath thrust. Look it up, or go play my first video of the year. Okay, links in the description. And once you saw that in late April, May, you would have been convinced to buy, if that's the latest. But if you were still not convinced, if you didn't think the market was okay, and you thought maybe there was a chance it would go back down, June should have been telling you, okay, I made a mistake. I should have bought in May or late April, or at least bought aggressively the dip in early April. If I missed all those chances to buy, at least I buy here in June and at least got some of it, right? You would have got some of the gains, because from June onwards, you can see semiconductors was quite a good area to be. Okay, we've been doing quite well since that breakout. So that red line here, qualified by TTSD sign, and I'll have to discuss these in more detail sometime later for you guys. If you guys want to know about how to use the mark indicators and stuff, but this is really important. This red line crossing over, perfect, beautiful. And I used the SOXL ETF. SOXL is the 3x leverage, okay, ETF. So it goes up 3 times the normal SOXX ETF. So it goes from, like, if let's say you bought it early on, then you probably would have bought it from $12 to $15 and got out now at $52. So today was not a good day for SOXL, but overall for the week, we've been doing pretty well, because for the month so far in January, we are up 24%. We are up 24% for the month. So next month we'll have a 9 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When we hit 9, then we'll know. See, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The bottom will go here to the top, and then watch and wait. We either go sideways for a while, or we start drifting back down, or maybe we'll crash down. That's what we got to see. Then if you want to buy semiconductor stocks, again, we will talk about it in April, probably. If it's a heavy crash, we'll talk again in April. Okay, so be patient about semiconductors. The only one I would recommend to look at is Intel. Intel was the one I said was very depressed for a long while, right? So I believe we got to $20 or something like that at the bottom. Yeah, $20. I was hoping it could make another push down. So if the market puked a little bit, we could have got like a better price. But in April, it didn't puke really, huh? See, April it didn't. It was already so depressed. I guess nobody was left to sell. But here we're at the cloud here. So this is a monthly chart. Yeah, so I wouldn't buy Intel now. I would wait for it to pull back, or at least attempt to get through the cloud. But I don't think it will make it. But it was up 6.5% today. And so far, this month is up 15%. So far for the month of January, which has only been a few trading days, we are up quite well. But I would not probably buy this here. But who knows? Maybe Intel is a good thing to buy, even at these prices. But it's hanging around like 30. What is it? 30, 36. Yeah, it went down to 37 and it went up to 42. Okay, yeah, it's hanging around 37 to 42. Okay, so it's still above 30. So we'll see. Okay, what else? So this is, since we were talking about like YouTube and Netflix, let's look at some ad companies. So I made this list. So I'm going to say Google is an ad company in a way, because it's the consumer of ads. We have Reddit, which made its IPO recently. And all this is like for 1 year's gain to up to today. So Google's up 64%. Obviously, Google is the best performing mega cap tech stock so far. And now we have Reddit, which wants to be this IPO here, which has been doing pretty well for an IPO. It hasn't had any big drops. A $48 billion market cap so far. And we have this Zeta Global Holdings, 27%. And then you have Facebook, Magnite, etc. And so most of these smaller ones are more like the small scale ad servicing, ad management type, and media corporations. Okay, that has to deal with digital ads and traditional advertising. But overall, we'll have to see how this sector grows. I mean, you got Snapchat, Pinterest, all these small social media things, communication services. I don't know how well they're doing ads, but Google has been dominating in how well it provides ads, charges for ads compared to these other two guys, and I guess Facebook as well hasn't been doing as well doing that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to watch these and maybe look for more companies to put on this list that have anything to do with digital advertising. Now, this last one, I'm going to do an RR chart, RRG graph, basically a graph here. So relative rotation graph. And in the last stream, I said you should go to stock charts and look up Julius de Kempenaar. So let me see, stock charts, RRG. Let me put you a link. You can go to this article. Okay, you can go to this article here. Stock charts has an article on the RRG. You could also go to the Stock Charts TV YouTube channel and search Julius de Kempenaar. So let me get you the list. Okay. Let me see. This should give you a playlist. Okay, good. This is a playlist, so you can watch his videos to learn about it. Here, I put the link in here and the chart. Okay. So everything's in the chart for you, so you can replay this video with the chat, and you can click that link yourself. All right, done. Let me get through this. So what I'm doing here is comparing the relative performance, okay, relative performance of all the major integrated oil and gas companies. So these are the megas, the majors, whatever they want to say, called it. And I compare it with the XOP ETF. XOP ETF is the broad energy sector ETF, not the whole total energy, just a subset, just the oil and gas corporation, exploration corporations, and extractors, whatever. Okay, and I want to compare the relative performance. So if you look here, leading up, this is the hourly. I'm just looking at hourly. I want to show if anybody in the stock market knew that we were going to invade Venezuela, then you should see Chevron, CVX here, and COP, ConocoPhillips, because both of these have a lot of stuff tied in Venezuela that they lost because of Chavez and Maduro. So they would get, so whoever had insider knowledge of this would have placed a bet, right? And let's see if there was enough of that insider knowledge to push this stock relatively better than XOP. Relatively better, meaning like if XOP was going down, it was either going down less or going side or flat or going up, okay? So that's what I mean by relative, not like it's going up. That would be too obvious. I just want to see if it was relatively doing better, leading up to Maduro getting kidnapped. If you look at it, no, I don't see it popping out. Like, you know, like this is just before the weekend, right? This was the last hour of trading on Friday before the operation happened on Saturday. So you nothing popping out here. I mean, yeah, ConocoPhillips is doing better. So maybe somebody in ConocoPhillips had insider knowledge and they were buying tons of shares that it started like, you know, being noticeable here in this chart. But after the news dropped, you see, it's already, the news is out, so now people know. And this, like, yeah, ConocoPhillips and Chevron are outpacing, right? They're outpacing everybody else. See, everybody else is lagging here. This is clearly going up higher than XOP, and then after that it's sold off, because once the news got released, there's no more news. It's like, okay, now we take our profits, and now we're coming back. But today, right after today, we see it's still, these two are still on the right hand side. It's still on the leading, weakening side of the four areas. Okay, so we're still on the right hand side, which is good. So if this continues on into this month, ConocoPhillips and Chevron still outperform everybody else, then those two will keep on leading throughout the year if oil prices go up. So, and maybe the Venezuela stuff, will get more and more good news. It's easier to pump it, right? So if there's going to actually be cleaning out the regime, and people, and the sanctions are going to be adjusted, blah blah blah, any kind of good news will make it easier to just to pump it up. But for now, the first initial news is gone, the hype is gone. That's completed, so we'll have to see if this thing continues on. But this is what I did. And if you look at the previous video, and you can look at the links for my video yesterday, I used the same thing to tell you why I pick SGML as the lithium stock I would do. This is why I use only one lithium stock in general. I don't buy the other lithium guys. I don't even buy the ETF for lithium. If I wanted to buy one miner, and then I think that miner does well, I buy SGML, is because SGML has to say, I look at this chart and I see if SGML stays in the right hand side. Okay, if it stays in the right hand side, that's good. If it goes down to lagging and improving, the red area and the blue area, no, and it stays there on the right hand side, looping around the right hand side, I don't like that. Or if it just like does this, right, where it just goes around the whole thing, it's just like no, like this. Like if Chevron doesn't hang out like here right now, here it was hanging out this in the middle of December, okay, but it's hanging out like everyone else. Now if I look at the blue one here, BP, look at how BP is doing compared to Chevron. Let's see. So BP is just going around, but then it keeps going into the right hand side. It keeps going into the right hand side. So it's weaker, right? BP is acting weaker. So I'm not going to pick BP compared to the other ones. So BP looks like it has a tendency not to perform as well as the others. But well, we'll see. We'll see. This stuff takes a little bit of work and an eye to look at. So as we move along, I'll use this more too, so that I can use and show you how I pick certain stocks. That'll be a good lesson for you guys. Okay, it's almost 2 hours. That's good. It was supposed to be a short stream, but I don't see anything interesting to watch on. Nobody's streaming anything interesting, so I just decided to cover this, give you a little preview of what I want to do a little bit later. Any other things I wanted to talk later for the next upcoming streams? No, we already covered this thing here. Reddit. Already covered the Hindenburg Omen. Yeah, go to my first two streams. If you have any questions, also go to my Twitter. Okay. Let's see, Twitter. And you can post questions there for me. Okay. So that'll be the place to do it. I'll use Twitter more frequently from now on. I think that's a good place to start doing it. I don't have a Discord, but I might start doing Discord because of what I'm doing with TK. I might actually get a Discord account because things are coming along in our plans. Okay, so stay tuned. Anyway, go to Eric Foreman MD on Twitter. Eric with a K. All right. the Dr. House character, basically. And yeah, that'll be it. Before we go, let me just do a quick review of the markets. So let me stop sharing that screen. Let's look at some charts. Just look at the NASDAQ and Bitcoin, and I think that's it. And then I'll go. I'll let you be for the week evening. Okay, I think this is a Wednesday evening, right? Yeah, good. Wednesday, hump day. All right, everything's open. Good. Let me share the screen now. Okay. I'm gonna have to find another background music besides these two. Increasing my background music selection. So also let me know what background music is the most appealing for you guys. So Bitcoin, yes. So we had a run up, very nice, up to this blue area resistance at 94,000. We've tested this quite a number of times in December. Okay, so about 3 to 4 times in December, as you can see. And then before we fail and come back down to this 84,000 area. And then we're back up here. And then we fell back again. So the question now is, will we hold 89 and then try to go up again? Because the setup looks good. The MACD here, if you can... Okay, this one looks good, actually. I'm not going to discuss that, but the MACD is the one I want to discuss. Once it makes a little pinch, it's above 0. It's good to go on the daily chart right here. And we're above the moving averages. And the moving average, 18-day moving average, is about to cross over the 40. Perfect. Everything looks set. So, and also the NASDAQ. Okay, at least it stayed close to the top of this boxed area. 625 for the QQQ, NASDAQ 100 ETF. It tried to get above it, and I think most of the consumer electronics products in Vegas, so the CES Expo, Consumer Electronics Expo in Vegas, I think most of the Nvidia already presented what they were having. Samsung's already done, I think. Maybe tomorrow there'll be some more people presenting new products, but yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna go up anymore, and we gotta wait for Friday. We'll have the unemployment data. That will be the big deal. So if this thing drops back through and goes down, we'll be in trouble. So if it goes through this box, this yellow area is kind of like the area where it fights a lot in. And you can see with the S&P 500, SPY, you see that? Yeah, we just crossed above the previous high made back in October 29th. And then we tried to fight it back here in the 26th, right? After Christmas, there was a short trading day. And it's in low volume, they tried to push it up, but obviously just rolled back over into New Year's. Man, we're trying again to get over it, but it's all up to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is a dominant feature. And not only the NASDAQ, but the SOXX is the leading subset of technology, okay, and communications. So this is what's driving the market, essentially. If you look at internet companies in general, this one's still relatively weak. What else I can show? IGV over this. I think software. This is software also weak. Yeah, it's really just the semiconductors here over the NASDAQ. So software and communications. So select software, the IGV. So if you look at the IGV by itself, so I'm just looking at the ratio. Yeah, you see, man, it's not leading the market. So expanded tech share sector, tech software sector, and then the FDN is just a Dow Jones Internet Index. Yeah, this is not leading at all. So it's really just semiconductors. This is why I only bought SOXL in April here, right? And then I just continued buying in May. And then once we got to June, I just kept holding up until October. Then I decided to sell as we got closer and closer into Thanksgiving. And then, you know, I just keep selling at these tops. And now we're at another top here. And is this the last top where I'll just sell everything and then short it? Should I short it? Should I go from SOXL 3x leverage and I switch over to SOXS? So this is the bear ETF. So this goes the opposite direction. Okay. So if you are shorting it from April at 46, you lost all your money now at $2 using this ETF. This is the dumb way to short it. You shouldn't be shorting this way. But okay, if I know this is the top, I am going to short with this thing and see if I can get something, a little bit of gain here. I'm not going to risk all my money. Okay, I don't put a lot of money in shorts. I only do longs with a lot of money when I get a big fat dip. But I might as well have a little fun. So let's say SOSX gets up to maybe above 340 somewhere, and then I can short it, and it goes back all the way down to here, at least to 260. So about a 25% gain, right? Then if I use SOXS, it's going to be approximately 3 times that, so 75%, right? So if it goes down in a straight line, it will be more than 75%. All right, because you get a nice little bonus when it goes in a straight line. You might get like even a 25% bonus. It can go pretty well. But yeah, let's say roughly from 245, or actually it'll be lower than that. It'll probably be lower. Maybe I can buy it at $2.25. Maybe somewhere close to there. And then I could sell it at $4, so I can get 80%. If I can get it 80% quickly. So that's the only thing about shorts. Short is there. That's why they call it a short. You trade for a short period. You make a lot of gain at a short time. That's it. Don't be greedy. If it can give you that much gain for a short amount of period, perfect. I'll just take it. I'll take it. In 2 weeks, I can make an 80% gain on something. Maybe I'll just toss in $50,000 and see if I can make close to $40,000 in a week. Sure, go for it. That's possible. So that's something to look out for, guys. But overall, market's healthy. I see biotech still relatively strong. So this is a biotech over S&P 500. The relative chart still looks good. It's breaking out again this week, because I guess today was very strong. So it might continue on into Friday. Let's look at the high beta over low beta value stocks. So it also tells me the same thing for small caps. Speculative small cap tech companies, just like the biotechs you saw earlier. Yes, it is breaking out. It's going well. I see nothing wrong here. It seems like I should be in small cap stocks instead. So that's another thing we'll be looking at. We'll look at small speculative type stocks and discuss their merits. So that'll be for the next time. Maybe tomorrow I'll go over some, if anything looks interesting. Let's see how lithium did today. I don't think anything interesting happened with lithium today. No, nothing. It was flat today. See, nothing. All the excitement was yesterday. So nothing else to talk about. Really some Chinese stocks here went down. So yeah, okay, China. Let's see what China. China. I don't know. Nothing eye-popping so far with China in the new year. But I'll keep watching, see what happens. There should be a change in China. As far as silver and gold miners, nothing much in there. Yeah, very little change. Silver itself went down 3.73%, but the miners themselves pretty much shrugged it off. No biggie for it. So I haven't seen the telltale signs of like, ooh, yeah, this is a top, this is a top. No, I don't see it yet. So I'm gonna be waiting. We're gonna have to look at the DeMark indicators more carefully and then see which ones will make it out. In Palantir recovered. Nvidia is still flat. Palantir definitely is gonna go try again. Okay, it tried today, actually, tried to get to 190 again. It barely made it, and then fell back. It's probably going to go try another 190 attempt by Friday. If it makes it, and then into next week, we go to 200 plus, get ready to think about shorting it. I'll probably offload the last of my Palantir, short it, and then see what happens. I'm going to short something in the coming week or two. So I'm just picking out which one of these things would make the best shorts. I think Micron is the best one. Shorting Palantir will be second. Maybe Nvidia, maybe third. And then from then on, we can go look at semiconductors to short, like the whole ETF itself, using SOXS. Anything else, I'll keep paying attention and see what's good to short. And then after that, maybe silver. If we're lucky, all 3 or 4 things will go down altogether at some point in late January into February. Okay? And then you quickly will try to make your profits in a week and then get out of your shorts, cover them, and then go long again May, late April to May. Okay? That's it. Taxed, and remember, pay your taxes in April. Okay, guys. 2 hours, perfect. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe in the morning if I feel like it. Otherwise, I'll see you maybe some time early afternoon tomorrow. We'll do another 1 to 2 hour stream. And then get ready for Friday. Yeah, Friday we'll have unemployment numbers. That'll be the big day. Friday morning, 8:30 Eastern. We'll have it 1 hour before market opens Friday. All right, guys. Later.